How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about the mass shooting that happened in Jersey City, New Jersey on Tuesday, December the 10th, 2019 at a Jewish kosher deli that left 6 people dead, including 3 civilians, 1 police officer, and the 2 shooters. There's a lot to get through, and the reason why I'm doing this video today is because the mainstream media will not touch it with a 10-foot pole. They don't want to do it because it goes against their narrative, and I'll talk about what that narrative is in a little bit. Let's back up a little bit here and start from the top. The other 2 suspects, they have a U-Haul truck. One of them drives the U-Haul truck through the front of the Jewish kosher deli. They hop out and start shooting immediately, just indiscriminately, with no particular aim. I suppose it was just for those that were in the Jewish food store. We'll get to that in a moment. 3 people in and/or around the store pass away, just regular innocent civilians. They were killed by these individuals. An officer dies in the crossfire because when the police show up, they get into a furious gun battle with the quote-unquote suspects. Now, of course, the shooters, they die in the police gun battle. Now, this story should be all over the news, right? Because you have 2 major elements here. The first, you have a mass shooting. I'm seeing stories coming about where you have mass shootings where nobody gets killed. 4 people might get shot. That's a mass shooting, right? In this particular case, you have 6 dead bodies. Why is that not a mass shooting? At least from the suspects, you have 4 dead bodies. That right there is the threshold for a mass shooting. That should be a moment for everybody to come out talking about gun control and gun violence. What can we do to stop it, this, that, and the third? But I'm not really seeing too much of that coverage right now. You also have an anti-Semitic attack. It's clear. You got these 2 suspects. They drive their vehicle through the front and they hop out and shoot indiscriminately inside the Jewish kosher deli. So that should be 2 things right there: mass shooting and anti-Semitic attack. If the suspects in this situation were white, then it will most certainly be that. That would be the case. It'd be Charlottesville all over again. That is being spoken about pretty much every day on television, social media, in the streets. And that was 2.5 years ago where 1 person died and it was white on white violence. It wasn't even white on black or white on Jewish or white on any other, little subgroup. It was white on white violence and 1 person died due to being hit by a car. So if that is like the big topic of conversation every day, why is this pretty much vanished from the mainstream media's vision? It's because the suspects involved are black. Now, if I could find their picture, I'll place that in the box. I won't place it on the screen because I'm gonna give them that kind of, martyrdom. But you got 2 black folks, one of whom, I believe the male, I think it was a male and female combination here. One of them was aligned with the Hebrew Israelites. Now, before anybody get triggered that's out there in Hebrew Israelites, I'm not saying that Hebrew Israelites as a collective group sent this guy out there to do that. But what I am saying is that this was a member of the Hebrew Israelites, at least at one particular point in time. The police found social media and they see anti-police, anti-Jewish stuff. He left a note. So we all know that he was part of the Hebrew Israelites at one particular point in time. And a lot of these people, they are known for harassing Jewish people. They believe that they're the real Jews and the white ones are fake. Okay, they, read from the Bible, the Torah, whatever it is, and then they feel like they have the right way to go. That's really what happened. And since that's the case, this story will not be seen in the mainstream media anymore. The Hebrew Israelites are the same ones that were harassing Nick Salmon. Remember that? Remember they were outside the Capitol. You got these black guys reading from the book, talking all this stuff to them. It was the same group that did that. And it was also rumored that the Hebrew Israelites were connected to the Dallas shooter. I'm not sure if that's true or false, but it was a rumor. Also, the other guy, I think it was in Baton Rouge. So these people have a bad track record. Not saying that all of them are like that, but there's definitely some problems. And they should definitely come out and say something. If there's some kind of governing body, if there's one particular leader that's very, very well known in that community, he got to come out and say something right now, because it makes it look like they are the ones that are behind it. Now, granted, the media won't see it that way. The media will ignore the situation. Okay, you have innocent people dead, a police officer dead, and an obvious attack. Did it have any accomplices? Is it going to be a chain reaction? Are you going to have any copycats? Are the media really worried about that? Or are they more worried about just pushing a particular narrative about white supremacy, orange man bad, is that, and the third? I guarantee you, I bet you all the cash in my pocket right now today, if this were a white couple, white female, white male, this would be all over the news. It'd be front page. It'd just bump the impeachment story. It'll bump any story that's going on right now. It will replace Charlottesville as the go-to point. So when people like myself and Candace Owens, many others say white supremacy is not really a big deal in America, and we mean that, they'll say, hey, what about this right here? You got this guy that went out and killed 3 innocent people. They shot a police officer and they died in a blaze of glory. They hated the Jewish people. They hated the black people, this, that, and the third. That'd be all you hear for months and years. Charlottesville has been years now. Only 1 person died. Here you have 6 dead bodies, 4 of whom are innocent people, and there's nothing. It's not trending on Twitter anymore. There may be a mention of it on the news tonight because it was so big. You got a mass shooting going on, but it won't be focused on too much. Like the whole thing with the Las Vegas shooting, that's focused on a lot. But the Post nightclub, not so much, but I digress. The point is that the media will only give an ear or an eye or whatever attention to things that fit their particular narrative. And they say they're not biased. I can't tell. And beyond the media just focusing on the individuals that do a thing that's bad, if they are the right color, they'll also attribute that individual to somebody else to try and attack them. Case in point, Donald Trump. Imagine if this happened and the people were white. They would say not only are they white supremacists, they're white terrorists. This is proof of white violence rising in America. They will also say that Trump is to blame, that he did it, he emboldened them, this, that, and the third. Meanwhile, today, Trump just passed an executive order that protects Jewish students on college campus. People are mad about that, talking about, oh, being a Jew is not a nationality, this, that, and the third. Well, there are many Jews who disagree with that. If not a nationality, they're definitely an ethnicity that have DNA tests to prove it with Tay-Sachs syndrome and whatnot. Okay, people are trying to attack Trump right now for protecting Jewish people, but they'll totally ignore an attack against Jewish people where they die. Whatever fits the media's narrative, they'll do. If in their eyes it makes sense to attack a person that's defending Jews, i.e. Donald Trump, they'll do it. If in their eyes it makes sense to totally ignore and or maybe even defend those that attack Jews, then they'll do it. I.e. this case right here in Jersey City. It's very simple. And I think people are starting to realize this. It's regular everyday normies are starting to pick up on it. They understand what's going on. They understand that the left have no standards outside of double standards, and they're getting tired of it. People are walking away, they're waking up, and they're coming right over here and to the right into our open arms. And can you blame them? Why not? Why would they continue to stay over there on the left where things are so crazy and ridiculous and hypocritical? They realize how absurd that these people are over there, so they're coming over to us, which is where, quite frankly, if you have a brain in your head, you belong. But I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? Do you think the media will pick up on this story after I do my video? If that's your viewpoint, let me know why in the comments below. Or will they not pick up on it? I got to end with this. Rest in peace to all those that passed away. Thank you to the officers that put your lives on the line and sacrifice your life to protect us as American citizens. And I hope this wakes people up to understand that hate is not a race-specific thing. If you are a hateful person, you're a hateful person, period. I've seen hateful people from all over the world, different colors and languages and whatever. It doesn't really matter. Hate is hate. It's not assigned to a particular color. The media wants you to believe that that ain't the case. But once you look at the world in reality, take off the fog and the glasses, the rose-tinted glasses of the mainstream media, take them off and see the world for yourself. You'll be able to understand that people are more similar than dissimilar. That includes good people and bad people, and it's not a race-specific thing. But whatever your comments are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.